way back to the very first time we met.
Oh, well, of course. Corey was 2 years old.
Oh. And I was Corey's preschool teacher.
And we had moved into this planned community that was just so beautiful, and they had a little preschool on site. We lived in this gorgeous condo, and it was just absolutely fabulous. And, excuse me, but it was in Lily White Land, and I thought, I'm going to take my son down there and leave him with those people.
She didn't see me because I was in the kitchen.
Yes.
What temperature? 350?
Yes.
So, anyway, so she brings Corey in, and I came out of the kitchen and came into the office to greet her and have her fill out these papers and stuff. And she was like standing there like, wow, there's a black lady in here.
Only one.
The only one.
And
And there were two other kids. And so,
3 months.
3 months.
Yeah.
After the first day, Corey had a good day. She came and she picked him up. How was my son? Oh, he was fine. He had a great time. You know, I felt kind of bad about leaving my son there. I said, oh, he'll be fine. He's with me. And he was fine.
Auntie Darlene. Right.
Yeah, and then I got this nickname, Auntie Darlene.
Yes. Yes.
And so I adopted Corey.
Yes. Corey had his first cornbread and black and what is it?
Red beans and
Red
rice.
beans and rice. Corn on the cob.
Yeah.
This is the story. Carol told him he doesn't eat anything. He only eats rice, applesauce, and corn.
And corn.
Yeah. And I said, you've got to give the boy more than that to eat.
He won't eat it though.
She kept saying, he won't eat, he won't eat, he won't eat. So I said, okay.
Give him to me.
He spent a weekend with me. He came home eating cornbread, rice, everything I could think of to cook. And she kept telling me, he's not going to eat that. He will eat it. So when he got to my house, he had a choice. You can have this kind of squash or that kind of squash. Which one do you want? You can have green beans cut julienne, or you can have green beans cut Italian.
Corey ain't loud. He's still damaged.
I have squash nightmares now.
Yeah, he's still hurting from it.
I love those red beans.
The red beans and rice is a different story.
Over Corey.
Okay, we're over.
Sorry, Corey. We're over Corey. Okay. Years later. Okay.
93 to be
Yes.
exact.
Matter of fact, it was after Kenneth was born. I decided to reemerge as something new. And I decided I was going to go into the travel business. And Monica and I we had already traveled pretty much around the world, right? Yeah, oh yeah, we had already done that. We traveled on cruise lines, whatever. But I decided I was going to take it a step further and start my own travel business called Travel and Style and so forth and so on. And I had also been a designer. You know, as you guys know, I went to Fashion Institute and so forth and so on. So I decided I would break into the fashion industry and take them on haute couture tours around France. Speaks no English, no French, no foreign languages. Darling. So anyway, I wrote a little, knowing that I could do media, I wrote a little article, put it in the San Francisco Chronicle or whatever, and I went off on some trip, and when I came back, I had so many responses, I just couldn't even believe it, you know. Oh my God. I didn't think that was really going to work. So anyway, as time goes on, fast forward, I ended up with 72 ladies on this first trip. And I was going to take these ladies off on a trip to someplace I had gone and studied and learned how to be a tour guide and so forth there. But this was going to be the first time I was going to take them. I don't speak the language, so forth and so on. And I thought to myself, I woke up one day and I said, oh my God, what was I thinking? All these rich white ladies from a red county, I'm the only black one and I'm leading it. Oh my God! They was waiting for me to make a mistake.
Yeah.
Darlene! Tell Edward you gotta go with me, you speak French. You gotta go! I can't do this by myself. You have to go. So she went and told Edward.
I told Edward, and he says, well, so what are we gonna do with the kids? I said, they're your kids, you can deal with them. And then he goes, well, what are you gonna do about your job? I said, I'll handle it. I'll tell them something. They'll give me the time off.
Right.
No worry.
Carol needs me.
So, there we go.
Right.
So, we packed. I packed for both of us.
Right, of course.
Tell them she don't know how to pack.
Amen.
No.
You know, right?
All right, there's some things I can't do now.
But we packed, get on the plane, all these ladies show up, and it's just us two.
Mhm.
And it was like, okay, we get upgraded to first class.
Of course, I had bought all these airline tickets. Of course, I'm getting upgraded to first class.
We're sitting there, and it was really cool because we're sitting there, and it's like everybody's getting on the plane, everybody's getting their seat and everything, and finally we get settled. And she and I, without saying anything, looked at each other and go, "We're in first class!" Catch me! Catch me! Is this for real? We're going to Paris! And then all of a sudden it hits me. High school French. Parlez-vous français? Je parle en français un peu. That's it. That's it. And I'm going, you want me to speak French? You can't. That's all I can say. What are we going to do? We have to ask for
Oh, it was
something.
a real leap of faith. But anyway, let me tell you about the parade, and we'll cut this off. But anyway, we had a big welcome reception that I had planned for people. Hold on, people. And we had to find the place, and because all the streets were in France, right?
It
Sure was. Sure was. So anyway, we have a little map, and we're going to walk there. I just said, you know what? I'm not going to beat these on the bus tonight. We're going to walk. It's not that far. I mean, we should be able to find it. Well, we thought we would walk over there ahead of time. No.
So I'm standing there with the map, going, I don't understand. And then I walked up to this lady. Walked up to this French lady. Excusez-moi, madame. Can you tell me where? And she looked at me, she goes, mind it, Carol and I are decked out. We
Oh,
are
yeah.
dressed to
Oh, yeah.
kill.
Oh, yeah.
You know, everything is matching, everything is coordinated. And she
Gorgeous
just,
ladies.
she could, and yeah, all the 72 ladies behind us are dressed up. And so, I just kind of looked at her like, yeah, you've lost your mind. And then I said, okay, I remember what my grandmother said, when you're in doubt, just say a little prayer and it will be answered. So I said a little prayer and looked up, and there was the street name right up there. And walked
And you know-
straight to the place.
And I was in front of the line, and they were already chatting up and said, does Carol know where we're going? Does Carol know where we're going? And I was like, Carol, do you know where we're going?
I kept my cool. I said, of course we know where we're going.
And all the matrices are standing on the sidewalk with their little, white things over their arm, waiting for us. They speak no English at all.